Crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news. Bitches be cray cray, she cray and she looking that's pretty cray. Extra, extra, read all about it. Crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news. It's all in her eyes, somewhere between the lies, the shrinking of her size, the trap between the thighs. Bitches be cray cray, she cray and she looking that's pretty cray. Extra, extra, read all about it. Crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news. It's all in lies, somewhere between the lies, the shrinking of her size, the trap between the thighs. Bitches be cray cray, she cray and she looking that's pretty cray. Extra, extra, read all about it. Crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news, crazy bitch news. And please, crazy bitch news.
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin.
Hey, guess what? A certain mystery has been solved. Missing head of boyfriend murdered and dismembered by Beauty and the Geek star Tamika Chesser has been found by dog walker. I'm guessing the dog found it first, but I don't know. Let's see. So, yes, the missing head of a boyfriend who was allegedly murdered and dismembered by his Beauty and the Geek star girlfriend has been found.
Yeah, that gives you an idea of what the show's going to be. I apologize. I had to suddenly take care of something. Look, I got a raging headache, so I don't want any shenanigans. But I went through all this trouble to do Nailsin News. So, damn it, I'm going to do it. So, once again, this will be the second volume of Crazy Bitch News, which I'll reiterate was originally a segment I did for Men Are Talking show way back when. And I stumbled upon the folder of it, and I said, you know what? There's something to this. Plus, I don't know, I like doing photoshops and drawings of women. So anyway, I did the first roundup, and that was one of them that I edited together in its own separate volume type thing. And I don't know, they end up on nailsinratings.locals.com, and eventually I filter them out here and there. But I found a couple of more. Boy, what are the odds? Yeah, I sure did. And don't worry, there's plenty of crazy men stories. I'll get to those, I don't know, tomorrow night, maybe. Maybe. That's a maybe. Because I got a lot of stuff to do. You understand? So maybe Thursday night. I don't know. But anyway, boy, there's one story. It's pretty good. But some crazy idiot, not a woman, So we got a good selection of ladies for tonight. And the subject of heads going missing, like that one I just started the show off with. Seems there's more of those. Possibly a new trend. I don't know. So that'll be your entertainment for tonight's edition of Nailsin News. Nodak says hit the like button. That's a good idea, Nodak. I hope everyone's paying attention. Do hit that like button. Wherever you are. YouTube, Rumble, Pell, hey everyone, like hit. I think that's Pell-L's way of agreeing with Nodak's sentiment. Toxic JPEG says, hello, Toxic JPEG. Toxic JPEG says, it's Nailsin Some news. Pillel says, hey, everybody. Talks to JPEG, says, hey, everybody's saying happy and getting along. I mean, saying, well, they're saying happy, sure, I'm sure, in a normal way, but saying hello and they're getting along anyway. Pillel, such a beautiful woman doing a horrific thing. That's the thing. I know. You know, we all know. Yes, beautiful woman. Boy, did that guy pay a terrible price, you know. Could he have really been that bad? I don't know. Apparently, that story ended with her being in an asylum in a catatonic state. So, boy, it's really like, you know, Exorcist or Carrie or something like that, you know. Ooh. Toxic J-Big, heads will roll. They will. I'm sure they did. The problem is nobody knows like, at least one of these stories. They haven't. They can't find it. So, yeah. But how do they know it's missing? Because the rest of the body, you know. Hey, wait a minute. What's wrong with this picture? Yeah. Bird64 says, hi, Doug. Hi, Bird64. Toxic J-Big, contestant number 1. What makes you lose your head? Yeah, that's the thing. You see, that's a good point. It's a tragedy all around. Because in the end, 2 heads are lost. Yeah. Bachelor number 1, LOL. Yeah. Yeah, what a dating game that would be. Well, how did it turn out? Oh, my God. Someone lost their head. Yeah. Well, again, 2 people lost their head, didn't they? Yeah, see? Makes you think, doesn't it? No, not really. All right, here we go. But first, the good stuff, you know? The favorite theme. Oh, boy, you know it. You love it. You end up asking, where were these teachers when I was young? Yeah. Florida teacher accused of having sex with 15-year-old student is pregnant. Okay, they did write it correctly. That's true. She's pregnant. So it's not like she had sex with a pregnant girl. See? Which I'm sure that's happened too, you know. I mean, maybe not with her, but anyway. Florida teacher accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a 15-year-old former student. Fell under scrutiny last spring after the student allegedly showed others a cell phone video of the 2 of them having sex. You see, when they hold the phone up like that, do you understand what's happening? And now, according to police, the teacher has told them that she is pregnant. Oh, my goodness. The 41-year-old, 41? Yeah, all right. Yeah. The 41-year-old teacher, Harry Calvi. Maybe it's Hyrie, but I'm going with Harry. Harry Cavity. Harry Cavity had no comment about the allegations as she was released from jail after posting bond following her arrest. A Doral police spokesperson, Ray Valdez, confirmed the woman's pregnancy to People, you know, the magazine, and said she revealed her condition during the jail intake process after her arrest. Like, during the strip search and everything. I don't know. An arrest report said the student claimed the sexual encounters were consensual. Yeah, probably so. But the age, the power dynamic, you know the deal. But, you know, maybe he'll put a ring on it, you know? Yeah. A child does not have the legal authority to give consent, even though the child may say, this is okay. Valdez previously told the Miami Herald the responsibility is on the adult, plus the power dynamic. She's the teacher. He's the student. He's got to do what the teacher tells him to do. And he did. An attorney for Calvi was not identified. Boy, the attorney, when your own lawyer is ashamed to be representing you, it's not a good sign. And the father of her unborn child was not revealed. Well, yeah, they usually don't. A police report said Calvi had taught the student at John L. Smith K through 8 Center. K through 8? All right, he's 15. So he must have been like really young in her class, and then they met up later while he was 15. And boy, she was just overwhelmed with horniness over the concept and the fantasy, Police report said the grew. Wait a minute, I'm skipping something. No, I guess not. A police report said Calvi had taught, K through 8, the center, and the two grew close last year when Calvi began tutoring the student at the student's home. The allegations were first reported by students in March to a principal and a school resource officer at J.C. Bermudez Senior High School, which shares a campus with the K through 8 center, according to an arrest report. So the same complex, she's around, and I guess they came across one and they said, yeah, now I'm in high school. Well, look at you. My, how you've grown. Yeah, I have. Officers brought in to investigate, searched the student's cell phone and found photographs that were certainly inappropriate, that indicate that there was, in fact, an inappropriate relationship. Well, odds are, if the photos are inappropriate, so is the relationship. Along with nude pictures of Calvi and the student, investigators discovered a WhatsApp message thread in which the two texted, I love you, to each other. Images of them together at locations outside Skew, such as Miami Beach. Wow. Alleged evidence that Calvi allowed her credit card, plying him with money, to be used by the student, and an audio recording of the student advising an unknown other person to deny awareness of the relationship. Oh, boy. Man, you talk about this and I'll mess you up. After Calvi's arrest, Miami-Dade County Public Schools released a statement. Miami-Dade County Public Schools is disturbed by today's arrest involving inappropriate employee behavior. When the district was apprised of these allegations in March, the employee was immediately reassigned to a non-school site location. Wow, they have those. It's a good thing that comes in handy when your teachers do this, because odds are it's going to happen again. The district will begin employment termination proceedings and will ensure the individual is prevented from seeking future employment at that school system. Wow, that's interesting, because usually it's like, it's literally like you need an act of God to fire a teacher in some of these systems. But then, Florida is starting to make a whole lot of sense lately. And so maybe they cracked down on that and said, you can't bang the students, MDCPS, that's my former rap band. I used to do that. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Anyway, we'll continue to review its employee trainings to ensure... we forgot to mention in the manual. Yeah, you can't have sex with the students. To ensure that our workforce is fully aware of the district's professional expectations of them and their ethical obligation to safeguard children. The district did not report any prior disciplinary actions taken against Calvi, who is now charged with lewd and lascivious battery, electronic transmission harmful to minors, unlawful use of a communications device, child neglect. If she'd been neglectful, she wouldn't be in the trouble she's in. And offenses against students by authority figures. You mean the rest of the class? She only paid attention to this one student. And the rest of them are like, hey, I'm failing. I need tutoring too. And she said, yeah, well, I'm just not into you. Yeah, could be. Maybe that's it. Regarding an additional charge of possession of a firearm, good Lord, on school property. Holy crap. What's the deal with this bitch? Calvi said the Glock 43 9mm handgun recovered from her car when she was arrested belonged to her husband and is always kept in the vehicle. Oh, that poor bastard. Yeah. Calvi has not yet entered a plea. She was a really good teacher, said student Luigi Lopresti. She knew how to explain things really well. It's just, I can't believe that. Well, if you or someone you know has been a victim of sexual abuse, text strength to the crisis text line at 741-741 to be connected to a certified crisis counselor. Well, all right, Harry Calvi. You did a bad thing, over and over again. So I'm afraid that's just not gonna do. I understand you might have some mitigating circumstances because it wasn't in the employee manual by the head of the department's admission. So, a little something there, employment wise, I guess. But and also I'm suspecting that marriage is over, but a new one is about to begin. I mean, hey, congratulations. You've got a baby on the way. In the old days, you'd give the teacher an apple. Yeah. Toxic JP says, I can't wait. Go ahead. Get the store to the story. Yeah, well, I did. See? Well, no one lost their head. I can't say it. Joe Lamont, a Prego teacher. What a surprise. I know. Yeah, it does happen. That does happen when Bird 64. Hello, Noda. Well, they're saying hi to each other. Everybody's hi. Everyone. I don't know that to be sure, but everyone's saying hi. Dr. J. Beck, I see how it is, Bird. Joe Lamont. Yes, I am here to witness another train wreck teacher. Well, you got it. It's the only one of the night. I'm sorry, but still, pretty good, huh? Even the name, Harry Calvi. Joe Lamont, the caboose is loose. It certainly was. Toxic J. Peggy, hi, Joe. Definitely not Bird. Huh? Everyone's still saying hello. Nodak, she looks like a Timu Allison Brie. Well, Allison Brie is a little hotter than that. But I see what you mean. Yes, Timu. Shop like a billionaire. Billionaires can get the real Allison Brie. Yeah, you're right. She does. Holy crap. Yeah. Allison Brie. I mean, look, you can totally understand how this ends up. Joe Lamont, hello, all fellow morbid fans. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Mr. Net. Rudy Boggins says, hello, Mr. Nailsin. I hope you're well. Well, I'm able to do this. I took some ibuprofen. Hopefully that kicks in. Pellel put a ring. She's used goods and but there's a baby on the way. So it's the honorable thing to do. You're a man now. Of course, back in them there olden days, 15, oh yeah, you're already starting a family. Toxic JPEG, hi Rudy. Tass is here. Hey Tass, how you doing? And she's telling everybody hi, and some sort of black power fist emoji, yeah. And she does this to the entire gang. So there you go. Bird 64, hi Toxic. A long pause. Ha! All right. Everybody's saying hi. Everyone's happy. Tass is here. Nodex says, howdy, Tass. Doug's stream interrupted my viewing of your earlier stream. Only got 30 minutes left of it. A very entertaining one. Well, he'll just have to wait. I'm sure it'll keep, Toxic JPEG, I love you. Don't forget to do your homework. Yeah, that's the thing. He can't get lazy with the homework because she's always there. Over my shoulder. I mean, at first it was cool, and the teacher would lean over you. Say, now, see here, this is where, and then you felt her breasts on you. And it was like, oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, but after a while, you can understand. It's like the old saying, for every hot woman, there's a man who's had enough of her shit. And, that's the deal. He's probably like, that's because at first he's all in it. He apparently was warning some other student to keep his mouth shut about what was going on and all that stuff. And now, I don't know, what did she do? He said, I got a husband. I got to go back to him or something. And he's like, well, fuck you, bitch. And he told the whole story. Who knows? Anyway, Pell, I had thoughts of my 8th grade math teacher. Typical old Italian, but had an epic rack. Epic rack goes a long way. It really does. Like every female, hated me because I was a nerdy goof. God, even the old bat hated you. I said, stop being a nerd. Pale says, hey, Task the Resident Artist. Oh, great to see you again. Yeah. Toxic JPEG, he gets an A and he gives her the D. That's the odd thing about it. All he ever gave her. Well, he did give her some F's. She's got a baby. Hey, Tess, Nodak. Thank you, man. I hate it. I hate that it automatically privates it. I thought I changed it to public, but had to change it a few hours ago. Joe Lamont, Italian is a bad word? Not necessarily. I don't know. Look, all I remember is the Great Rack. There were some great racks in school. Like I said, when they leaned over you, like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. Test Resident Artist, Pale, great to see you again. Everybody's saying hi. Toxic JPEG, imagine not giving your 15-year-old boy toy a good grade. LOL. Yeah, she had to. See, that's the thing. He says, hey, you're gonna give me that A. Yeah, but you weren't really that good. I don't give a fuck. I'll squeal like you were supposed to just a few minutes ago, but I will. He's like, yeah, all right, you'll get the A. Yeah, later on, I'm gonna get some more P. Toxic. She's laughing at Toxic. Texas. PTSD. PLL. Rudy Vaga, arm, you're fired. Arm. Jay Ranger, what a title for this show. It is, because I was thinking, well, what do I do? I already did Bitches Be Cray Cray, which would apply to all of them, So I thought, oh, wait. There's a lot of losing heads. Physically and metaphorically. So she just admitted that she had a gun in her car on school property every day she worked. Yeah, but that's my husband's fault. Boy, isn't that bastard suffering enough, Toxic JPEG, she's really good at explaining things with a dick in her mouth. That's a great talent. That's amazing. She's still able to explain things to him. Of course, it's understood. Joel Lamont, are all these stories actually in People magazine? Some, not all, no. But People magazine does love those stories. And who can blame them, So Tass says, Mr. Lamont, usually not, if I remember, haha. Ma used to get it every week. Oh, People magazine? Yeah, okay. Susan Dola says, hi, everybody. Tass says hi back. Everybody's saying hi to Susan. St. Ranger says hi to everybody. Everybody's saying hi. We're all hi. Pillow, as a brother diabetic. I hear you. I had a bad headache today. Yeah, you think that's what it probably is? I mean, there's all kind of things come along. The dizzy spells, the headaches, the weakness. Well, that's a lot of, well, see, you lose fat, sure, but you're losing muscle too. Oh, God. I got to force myself to, well, I call it working out. All it is walking, but I got to at least, you got to start somewhere. You got to do that because otherwise it's use it or lose it type thing. Yeah. Anyway, I had a bad headache today. For me, it was 2 Excedrin with Tylenol and much water. Yeah. That's Coke Zero. I need to switch to water, and I will. But you're right. It's true. Tess says, man. Yes, Tess, that's the way it is. Tess, don't ever get diabetes. Because if you do, well, what's the word? I'll ground you. There. Yeah. No, Dak, I wrapped the rest of the stream in saran wrap and put it in the fridge. I'll just microwave it 45 seconds and it'll be good as new. Welcome to Bachelorhood. Susan Dolan says hi to Tass. St. Ranger says, it's nice to see all of you. Talks to JPEG. He's trying to keep his friend's mouth closed and his teacher's mouth open. That was the deal. Yeah. But it went beyond that. Goodness, now there's a baby on the way. Hello, Joel Lamont. Did my response come through? I said I edit good words by accident because YouTube strikes my comments. I'm shy. Oh, firearm. Ooh, I said it out loud. I used the other word and it looks like it's struck, so it's not me. Well, damn it. Toxic JPEG says, I saw it. Gee, that's weird. What if it's like YouTube strikes it, but only for you to see it? Everybody else sees what you said. Like, we don't like that you said that. We don't like that at all. Hello. I had dizzy spells with foot going to sleep and feel nauseous while walking. Yeah, I get these dizzy spells quite a bit. Some of that, I don't know. I imagine if you're diabetic, you're also on high blood pressure medicine. And I had forgotten this, and I was complaining to the doctor in my last visit. He says, yeah, well, that's probably the blood pressure medicine. It can have that side effect. Oh. What are you going to do? Quit it? God, the one thing... Anyway, one of the illnesses that I could fear the most is a stroke. Because, I mean, sure, it could kill you, and that'd be the best outcome. But you wake up, half of you doesn't work anymore. You might be blind. Of course, you can go blind anyway with diabetes. Oh, good God. You know, all kinds of stuff. Imagine if the stroke messed up where I can't speak, that kind of thing. I don't think I'd be able to do this. Would you really sit through 2 to 3 hours of that? Then there's the drawing. I mean, okay, if it took out my left hand, I'm not left-handed, so I could still draw, But what if it took the right one? Well, good night, Mr. Nailsin. I'll tell you that. Joe Lamont, they're talking about YouTube, and YouTube's gonna tube, I don't know what to tell you. Toxic, what the fuck? Really? Kumia had vertigo yesterday and couldn't do the show. What's going on? Oh, boy. I did see that description. I didn't get to see the show. I was checking out what was on censored. And, yeah, that could be a problem. Now, he did have that heart scare a while back, but they took him to the Starship Enterprise to do his his surgery. He had the best care you can get. But still, that is something to take seriously. It could be some similar things. He's not diabetic, but circulatory problems and cardiology and whatnot. Or it could be something entirely different. A lot of times it's like, I got to be like, there are triggers for the dizziness, and it's my glasses will do it. because these are just reading glasses. I used to have bifocals, but I broke them. Those worked out a lot better. I need to look into that, but I'm cheap and lazy, so I got tons of these reading glasses everywhere. But anyway, if I move around too much with them on, I got to take them off if I'm going to just be doing whatever else. They're just for reading. I really don't even need them on at the moment. It's just when, some of the text is too small. I got to, just hurry up and read it. But to get up and walk around, but yeah, it's you can't just ignore it. You gotta at least, of course, my doctor's like, it's probably your high blood pressure. Oh, because before I said, like, one of the big triggers for it is if I bend down for too long or have to squat, which I used to squat all the time because I could throw my back out if I bend over too much. That was the original problem. So, my knees held up and it was great. And then all of a sudden I come up and I'm like, and it's one thing when you're down there a long time, but if it's just a few seconds and like, oh, yeah. And like that business of the tire blowout on that interstate with everyone damn near killing me. That's when I nearly blacked out because I had to get the damn tire plate out of there to get the tire out, and I couldn't do it. And I mean, I'm seeing stars, and everything looked purple, and I had to call for help. And that state trooper was not happy. He was expecting me to be all bloody and and stuff like that. I guess I don't know how they made it sound when they sent him over there. He's like, "You're a grown man, and you're crying about a tire?" I wasn't crying. I was like, I'm just out of it. I'm surprised he let me drive off like that. Oh, well. But I appreciate his help. He really helped me a great deal there because I just was not going to get it. Ideally, if I could have pulled into a parking lot or something like that, it would have taken a while, but I'd have gotten it, I think. But under those conditions, damn near in a ditch, there was no shoulder, and right on that curve, and those trucks, man, I got hit. I mean, I almost got hit a couple of times there. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, Tess, maybe do something with the meteor shower. I don't know. Yeah, okay, it's a possibility. What the hell? Hell, I hope my stroke knocks me off like Luke Perry. No gimping for me. Yeah, that's the deal. The best way to go out is, I usually say, a massive heart attack in your sleep, but in your sleep. If a stroke does it, okay, whatever. But then that's it, None of this lingering on, laying in your poo for 10 years and all that. Joe Lamont, if it took your right hand, you could still draw like Picasso. Yeah. Joe Lamont knocking on wood. Everybody's saying hi to each other again. Doug used to squat all the time back in his powerlifting days. Fellow, sitting in a chair, then getting up gets me. Yeah, I got to be careful about that too. Sometimes I take deep breaths and try not to pass out. I think the doctor's office blood pressure cuff is set high, so they give you those meds. Yeah, it's all them, isn't it? Yes. They think I'm fooled, but I know better. Yes. All right, well, let's take a look at, now we're getting into the violence, not the tender loving care of a tutor. These bitches, well, they'll kill you. Oh boy, will they. So it's sad, but it happens. It does. Arizona woman sentenced for hitting police officer in the head with a crowbar. I've never been hit in the head with a crowbar, but I imagine it hurts. Oh, geez, look at that. Oh, my God. Let's not. A 47-year-old woman will spend over a decade, good, behind bars for assaulting a police officer with a crowbar during a traffic stop. You see, that's just not the way to go about that. You're supposed to say, yes, sir. Thank you, officer. That's what you do. That's what I did. But look at her. I mean, this is like right out of Grimm fairy tales, you know. Yavapai County Attorney Dennis McCrane, whatever, announced that on July 28th, a judge sentenced Erica Montgomery to 10.5 years in prison for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. Well, it becomes a weapon when you use it like that, you know, committed against a peace officer. She will also have to serve 3 years of supervised probation following her release for 2 counts of aggravated assault on a peace officer and 1 count of resisting arrest. I guess they're combined, you know. He was probably already having to make her arrest, and then she whipped out the crowbar. According to the attorney's office, on November 3rd, 2023, a Sedona police officer pulled Montgomery over for running a red light because her license plate was suspended. She ran the red light because her license plate was suspended? Or, you mean and, right? He pulled her over because she ran a red light and her license plate. Because as he saw this stupid idiot running the red light, he said, oh, we got one. And he's going, following her. And then he sees, hey, look, that license plate's suspended. So there you go. He had 2 whammies on her. See? You got to learn how to write your sentences. Prosecutors said she became verbally aggressive. That's how it starts. Due to Arizona law, the officer is supposed to collect the suspended license plate. The officer reportedly asked the defendant to exit her car, but she refused and attempted to roll up her window and lock the door. Per the attorney's office, Montgomery punched the officer in the chest numerous times and then hit him in the head with a crowbar. She also allegedly injured another law enforcement official who came to help. Jeez Louise, what a monster. Authorities recovered a crowbar on the ground near Montgomery's vehicle that had fallen out during the assault. According to prosecutors, the first police officer suffered a concussion from the attack. Yeah, I'll bet. I mean, look, he's lucky to be alive. A crowbar to the head? Jeez. In a statement, Yavapai County Attorney Dennis McCrane said, I hope this decade-plus prison sentence sends a clear message that it is never okay to commit a crime of violence. It should go without saying, you're right, that police officers are members of our Yavapai County community, and everyone in Yavapai County has a right to go to work without fear of being assaulted. Well, yeah. So, that's it for that. What the hell? Not quite. Okay, anyway, good Lord, what a monster. What a miserable, miserable bitch. And it's a simple thing, you know? Okay, you ran a red light, you're going to get a ticket, your license plate. Yeah, that's a problem. So that's more stuff you got. Yeah. All right. It's a pain in the ass. Well, now you got a place to stay for the next 10 or so years. I mean, but look at her. I mean, you look at this mugshot and, like I said, grim fairy tales, you know, yeah, she was probably going to drag those officers off and put them into a cauldron, you know? But fortunately, they were able to overcome this menace. Jeez Louise. Joe Lamont says, she looks like a Klingon. Yeah, but come on. Let's not insult Klingons like that. Rudy Baga, egads, that's a stern-looking woman. Whoops. Fellow, Jesus, she's younger than me. Maybe she's 47 in dog years. Yeah, well, she's evil and nasty. So, it takes some year. It ages you faster. You know, she's just meant to be a monster, you know. Joe Lamont, she even has ridges of sorts on her forehead. Yeah. well, maybe half Klingon, Toxic JP, yep, that's me, the old crow, hitting that cop with a crowbar. Yeah. Over a red light and a license plate. It's just like, I wonder, is there a husband? You gotta wonder, is he still among the living and all that? I mean, good Lord. Oh, man. How many arguments did he lose? Well, all of them. But anyway, Pale and Joe Lamont, forehead like a Klingon, eyebrows like a Vulcan. But no logic in there at all. No that Gina Simmons, the lead guitarist from the All Women Kiss tribute band, talks to Dave Big. She would make a great Klingon. Yeah, I guess so. Joe Lamont, Yavapai County sounds like a Klingon word. Good Lord, everybody's on the Klingon thing. Well, all right. Pell like pulling the bed covers over your head to hide from the monsters under the bed and in the closet. Yes. By the way, I saw weapons. if you saw it. Dr. J. Big, Yava Pie sounds delicious. Yeah, hopefully. Pell, she looks like she was born a he. Oh, I hadn't considered that. That might be, yeah. Wes Cagle, hail everybody, So, there we go. That's what she decided to do. I decided to try to get a nap in and do this. So, I think I'm the smarter of the two. I think so. I mean, it is what I think. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh my goodness. Where is this next one? Is this? Yes. Nope, that's the one I just did. Yes, this one. Alrighty. Tass says, this is great, but I gotta go to sleep. School day tomorrow. Yes, it is a school night. So you go to sleep, young lady. Ha ha. Good night, gang. Dub. Love you. Oh, be careful with... yeah. Have a good night, Tass. Thanks for showing up. Everybody saying good night to Tass. Off Tass goes to Sleepy Land. Dreams, sweet dreams of, well, something better than the Klingon lady, Otherwise, you're going to wake up screaming, and we don't want that. All right. On to our next contestant. Yes. Oh, boy. A lot of relationships, when they go bad, they end up in divorce. It's sad, but it's necessary. And you think, we got to have this clean break and move on. That's what we needed. This is over with. Not so fast. No. Woman who allegedly shot ex-husband dead at courthouse moments after finalizing divorce will stay behind bars. Well, that's a good thing. It's a good thing she should stay behind bars. But everything else is just god-awful. I wonder what happened here. He met someone else. Anyway, a Mississippi woman who allegedly shot her ex-husband dead moments after he signed his divorce papers was denied bond. Tanya Sauce, I guess. Saucy. 49 remains in custody after a judge denied her request to be released on bond. Tanya Saucy is charged with murder after she allegedly shot 62-year-old James Ray Saucy as he left the Pearl River County Courthouse on December 17th, 2024. The former couple, they're just now dealing with this? All right. The former couple had just ended divorce proceedings as Tanya Saucy allegedly waited for James Ray Saucy to walk outside before opening fire in front of several witnesses. Local ABC and CBS affiliate WALOX, WALOX, reported that Judge Steve Simpson denied Tanya Saucy's request, calling her a special danger and flight risk. Tanya Saucy was also transferred to Lamar County Jail, where she will remain held
without bond until trial. Well, Law and Crime reported in December 2024 that the divorce proceedings between James Ray Saucy and Tanya Saucy were so volatile that the former couple was required to appear in court at separate times to avoid a confrontation. Well, they forgot about the outside part, I guess. The meeting on December 17th, 2024 was unscheduled, according to Pearl River County Sheriff's Office lead investigator Major Scott Alley, who spoke to Wallachs at the time. According to authorities, Tanya Saucy and her divorce attorney, Jansen Owen, arrived at the Pearl River County Courthouse at about 10 a.m. James Ray Saucy and his divorce attorney, Don Rafferty, arrived about 1 hour later. When he left the building shortly after noon, Tanya Saucy was allegedly waiting for him with a 9mm handgun. Just as James Ray Saucy got outside, Tanya Saucy allegedly fired several shots at her newly minted ex-husband in full view of both their attorneys and several others going about their business at the courthouse. She was quickly apprehended and taken into custody. Owen told Wallachs at the time, "What Miss Saucy did yesterday is unjustifiable. I witnessed her murder him." He noted the courthouse security, or lack thereof, was a major issue. Yeah, I would think so. That's the way it is in Mississippi. Throughout the state, we have a really big problem throughout Mississippi with lacking courthouse security, said Owen. Well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, what are you going to do? Something like that occurs, and all you can do is like, whoops, we dropped the ball on that one. I thought just keeping them at separate appointments would work, but so she got him. Now she wants bond to try to run or whatever. I mean, no, lady. So she's been sitting in jail all that time, I guess, and now they just got around to setting the trial date and everything. Okay, can I be out on bond? I got stuff I got to do. No. So just based on the imagery there with her mugshot and the inset of the victim and this blonde woman, I'm thinking that's the problem that ended the relationship. Yeah. And then, Tanya ended it forever. It's tough out there, Rudy Bug up next on The Price is Spite. Yeah. Talks to JPEG, Bachelor number 2. Do you speak any cool languages similar to number 1's Klingon? Pellel at Task, the resident artist, will have a nightmare where she dreams the cops pull her over for a suspended license and she has no crowbar. Jeez. No, Task would never do that. Joe Lamont, a lot of these women really have long heads. There could be something to that. It's like squeezing the brain inside that long head. Pellel, I know kapla. They say that as we be well when they say goodbye. Yeah, that's what they do. Kapla. Sounds like kerplop. Yeah, that's what a horse does. Talk to JPEG. They have the Sarah Jessica Parker look. Good Lord. But they don't have a TV show, so they're, at least she has that to occupy her so she doesn't go cray-cray. But not them. Joel Lamont, were they fighting about who was saucier? Could be. And she said, well, let me show you how saucy I am. Oh, boy. No, not just a danger. A special danger. Impressive. He's just pissed because she did that at the courthouse property, You don't mess with my courthouse, you bitch. Pellel, strange to think she loved him once. Yeah, I know. It's always weird. These things at one time, they just couldn't stand to be without one another. It's just like, I've been thinking about you all day, baby. And now this. Well, that's funny, huh? But there is that thin line.
a thin line between love and hate. Note Don Rafferty's office is located on Baker Street. Bella, I can see the Carm Gilly relationship ending in like drama. LOL. Oh, geez. Well, that's it's a concern, but Pellel, they should have explained it was Bond, but not licensed to kill James Bond. Yeah, that's the thing. He always gets off on it if he just suddenly hits a police officer with a crowbar, and he's like, "I'm Bond, James Bond." It's like he had to. I thought he was working for Spectre. Really? Kind of. This Bond didn't want to pay the ticket, you know. I can't be bothered. I'm looking for Blofeld. That bastard murdered my wife. Oh, well, that makes sense. Oop, 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 oop. Sorry, it takes me a while to get the exact tab I want. Do they still make Tab the soda? I don't think so. I don't know. Woman admits to decapitating man whose head has never been found, hiding other victim in his home. Okay. A Kentucky woman will spend the next 2 decades behind bars for killing not one, but 2 men, one of whom was decapitated, his head never having been found. Last week, Sarah McQuilling, 44, pled guilty to 1 count each of complicity to murder, complicity to manslaughter in the second degree. And theft, as well as 2 counts each of abuse of a corpse and tampering with physical evidence. Those 2 are probably the same thing, but whatever. The plea concerned this September 2021 deaths of Douglas Brooks. Oh, Doug. I don't know. I know you were lonely. 39 and Jerry Carden, 64. The victims were discovered under the same mysterious set of circumstances, but with one major distinction. Both men were found deceased in the crawl spaces of their own homes. But Brooks was decapitated, and his head has never been found. So, of course, the guy named Doug lost his head. Yeah. On Friday, McQuilling pleaded guilty under the Alfred Standard, according to a courtroom report by Louisville-based Fox affiliate WDRB. An Alfred plea allows criminal defendants to maintain their innocence on the facts of an allegation while simultaneously accepting that the state's evidence would likely convince a judge or a jury of their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Yeah. So, look, you got a lot of stuff on me, but I didn't do it. But you got a lot of stuff on me. The since condemned woman's defense attorney maintained her client's innocence during the plea and since the hearing. Additional details of the crime, as alleged by the state, were revealed in court documents. The bodies were found in the same week. On September 23rd, 2021, in response to a requested welfare check, Louisville Police Department officers found Carden shot to death and hidden in the crawl space of his home on Roosevelt Avenue in the West Beekle neighborhood. He is believed to have been killed 3 days prior. 4 days later, 2 more discoveries were made. On September 27th, 2021, McQuilling was found driving Carden's truck. In the bed of the truck, police found a plethora of evidence used to put the woman behind bars.
That evidence included surveillance footage allegedly showing McQuilling taking objects from Carden's home and placing them in the soon-to-be stolen vehicle. During her initial arrest, McQuilling also allegedly admitted to shooting the older victim and stuffing him into the crawl space. The arrest citation also claims the defendant told officers she used a revolver in the crime. Such a gun was found in a black purse along with McQuilling's healthcare identification cards. Also on September 27th, 2021, police found Brooks's remains at his home on Woodburn Avenue in Douglas neighborhood. So Douglas lived in a place called Highlands Douglas neighborhood. Okay. The younger victim had been stabbed to death and missing his head. McQuilling stabbed Brooks, acting alone or in complicity with another person. Oh, sometime between September 7th or September 7th and September 24th of that year, according to the plea agreement. The document goes on to say the defendant, either alone or with the help of another person, then decapitated Mr. Brooks and placed his body in a crawl space in the cellar of his house. No other defendants have been charged or are expected to be charged for the murders. Why not? I mean, just you haven't found out yet, right? So if you found out, then you would charge them, right? I mean, no motive has ever been floated by law enforcement as for why the men were killed. She's nuts! And probably a klepto. I don't know. McQuilling is a married mother of 6. Good Lord. In the aftermath of her arrest, her husband said little. Yeah, what's he going to say? Really? Well, I knew she was off, but damn. Said little except that he stood by her. Okay, screw you. I mean, come on. According to a contemporaneous report. See, he's probably the accomplice, huh? Yeah. Anyway, the defendant's longtime landlord, however, spoke up to express shock and dismay at the sad and violent turn of events. It shows you never truly know about an individual, no matter how much you like them, no matter what they seem like, the landlord told his TV station. You got to be careful, man, anymore. You got to be careful, man, anymore. Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't know. Behind that sweet, sweet face, I don't know. There's a demon lurking in there somewhere. Oh, my goodness. Oh, geez. Oh, no. Anyway, the convicted woman will be eligible for parole after serving 85% of her sentence. There should be no parole. None. Why do they keep doing this? It should be the death penalty, but The case was mediated. Jefferson County Court Administrator McKay Chauvin told Louisville-based NBC affiliate Wave she pled guilty in exchange for a sentence of 20 years. Look, she gave an Alfred plea. That means you've got her dead to rights with the evidence. She can't fight it. But she decided to take she waived a separate sentencing hearing and should be on her way to the penitentiary to begin service of that sentence. My understanding from the mediator is that the victims' families were present and everyone was satisfied with the disposition. Well, if you say so. In June 2021, McQuilling went missing for exactly 1 week before being found safe. In December 2016, McQuilling was accused of stealing a police cruiser. Yeah, you just never know. You never know anybody. It's shocking and dismaying that somebody who just disappears from time to time, steals a police cruiser. That's not going to be a problem. Nah. But again, she didn't say she did it. So
her man is going to stand by her. Yeah. Yeah. She's the mother of his children, you know. Ooh. Ooh. That's all I got. It's the only commentary I got on that. You know. Hey, Thompson, I'm watching Alien Earth. Yeah, I'm going to watch that after I get off here. But yeah, I'll check it out. Pale Legend of Crawl Space Hollow. Yeah, I guess so. Jeez. Yeah, that was her favorite go-to place to get rid of the. Damn, I forgot to get the head. What did she do with it? She just chunk it somewhere and a dog got it? I don't know. Rudy Bago, where you headed? Yeah, we don't know. Crawl space. Oh, yeah. Well, no. The head didn't go to the crawl space. Geez, I mean, I guess by now they would have searched any property she's involved with, any storage facilities, like she was keeping it like a trophy. Maybe she has one and no one knows about it, you know. I don't know. Better keep an eye on that husband, though. Joel Lamont, plethora. Joel Lamont, do you know what a plethora is? Joel Lamont, well, you just told me that I had a plethora, and I would just like to know if you know what it means to have a plethora. I would not like to think that someone would tell someone else he has a plethora, and then find out that that person has no idea what it means to have a plethora. Pella, isn't a plethora a galore of something? Well, you're telling me I have a galore? It's a lot. Pella, Alfred plea is smart. You wouldn't want to have to take the Batman plea. Yeah. Because they don't allow you to have the bat utility belt in prison. I'm pretty sure. But what do I know? I've never been. So, yeah, that's the Alfred plea. I didn't always know that, but Pat Dixon informed me of that. I always just assumed it would fall under no contest type thing, but apparently, no, it's like, I'm innocent, but I'm not going to fight this, so let's just get it over with. Oh, all right. Will do. Goodbye, you bitch. And you know, for being so agreeable, we're going to let you get parole. Yeah. Yeah. But you got to do 85%. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, on to our next crazy bitch. Woman poured gasoline on man's home and lit it because he owed her $7. Well, yeah, you better make good on your debts. It's not right to owe someone money and then just never pay them back. Now, we're going to get into this, but I'm already wondering. It was $7 originally, but how long has he been welching on this? You know, the interest. I mean, good Lord. It could, has he been holding out for years? By now, it could be $700, maybe $7,000, maybe $700,000. So, let's give her a chance here. A woman is accused of intentionally starting a fire at a man's home in Salisbury, Maryland, because he allegedly owed her $7. Janice One, 51, faces a slew of charges, including first and second degree arson, malicious burning, reckless endangerment, malicious destruction of property, and theft of less than $100. See, that might be the interest. The last three of which are misdemeanors. She was placed on $25,000 unsecured personal bond and posted it. So, she's got money. The fire broke out on July 3rd. A man who lived on the 300 block of Penn Street in the city told authorities that One, someone he had known for several years, was at his home when she became upset after demanding $7 she claimed he owed her.
They are said to have argued before she left, but she soon returned minutes later with a bottle of gasoline, setting the front door on fire before fleeing the area on a bicycle. Huh. The fire did not appear to spread far. By the time the investigators with the Office of the State Fire Marshal and the Salisbury Fire Department arrived, the occupant had extinguished it. And they're like, oh, we wanted to do that. Well, I didn't want my house to burn down. Anyway, investigators still had a case to solve, though. And evidence reportedly pointed to One intentionally setting the fire. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't an accident. Not only was there the residents' account of events, but surveillance footage from area businesses helped link One to the incident. One was arrested on August 1st and placed in the Wacomico, I guess, County Detention Center. She has a preliminary, she's going to go to college. I don't know. I guess she'll get some jail time out of this. But Salisbury is located south of Delaware near the Atlantic Ocean, about 30 miles west of Ocean City, Maryland. In case you want to visit Salisbury, But look, I don't care how small of a debt it is. If you owe it, you better pay it promptly. I think there's a lesson here for all of us, for everybody, not just One. The things we got to do. And when you owe money, you owe it. And you owe it to them to pay it. Otherwise, your door's going to burn down. Okay, it's wrong. She's in the wrong. I don't know. I mean, by now she's got more costs to deal with, but she was able to make bond. So I guess it really saves to just travel on a bicycle instead of a car, It's not the $7 as much as the perceived disrespect. Yeah, I imagine. Plus, we don't know what the relationship is in total. There might be a long history of things like that. One sounds like pig Latin. Probably. And now the Senate recognizes Senator One. Joe Lamont, does that fire department usually deal with that particular type of steak? Well, I'm guessing they were called, so they show up. Well, what the hell's all this then? And they didn't get to use all their cool stuff, They just like, well, she burnt my door. And said, okay. And, they dealt with it in their own fire department way. Something like that. Considering the other stories, it's kind of a happy ending, really. I mean, he still has his door. It's a little damaged. He can fix it. And he still has his head on his shoulders. So, man, this guy came out on top, if you ask me. Yeah, this is a weird one. I don't know really what to make of it. Of course, I only skimmed it, so we'll get into the details together. Yeah, I'll get into it fresh. Well, let's take a look at this beauty. Yeah. Brr. Woman who once threatened to kill her teacher, now charged with murdering her boss. Now, I assume they mean this woman's boss that she has killed, not the teacher's boss. It may have just been a matter of time, but quite a bit if it was. Patricia Ruth Holt, 57, stands accused of one count of murder in the first degree. In the charged incident, Charles Joseph Donaldson, 47, was shot in the head and killed in late July. The victim has since been identified as Holt's then manager at Hutchins Trucking Yard. Nearly 4 decades earlier, Holt was charged with attempted murder. on September 25th, 1986, when she was an 18-year-old high school senior living in Red Hook, a port-adjacent neighborhood in the borough of Brooklyn in New York City. The defendant came to school wielding a loaded 12-gauge shotgun. At the time, Holt was incensed about being removed from an English class due to behavioral problems and appeared intent on striking down the teacher who had disciplined her. The teacher was, thankfully, not in class at the time, so Holt made her way to a faculty lounge where she was promptly tackled by two other teachers, disarmed, and arrested without any injuries. Initially charged with attempted murder, attempted assault, and criminal trespass, all felonies, and misdemeanor possession of a weapon, she eventually pled guilty to attempted assault and received 5 years probation due to her young age. Now, look, she was 18, so don't tell me this crap was sealed. Yeah. Over time, Holt moved to Florida, then North Carolina. In June, the defendant began working for the North Texas-based trucking company in question. Roughly a month later, her boss would be dead. The victim's widow said Holt was trouble from the start. During her first week on the job, Holt had to be told not to drive her big rig over the speed limit, the grieving woman told the Freeman. Then the defendant had to be reminded about the rules of the road. She just went off, the widow said. He kept calm, but she just kept screaming that she's been driving a fucking truck for 30 years. She stormed out of the office, slammed the door, and you could still hear her yelling and screaming outside. She just couldn't stand being told what to do. The fatal flare-up began several hours earlier in Waco, a large city located just outside the north edge of Hill Country, a central southern region of the Lone Star State. I'm sure people are familiar with Waco. There, Holt allegedly got into an argument with a customer, the widow told the paper. The alleged rage apparently carried several hundred miles north after the victim is said to have told Holt to apologize to the customer and pick up the load, or to empty the truck and leave it in Waco. The widow said Holt returned with the truck, but on arrival back in Hutchins, a small suburb of Dallas, the defendant allegedly got on a tractor trailer, drove around in circles, then aimed to hit Donaldson. The widow said her husband, a Purple Heart recipient, remained calm and even jumped on the tractor trailer to try and defuse the situation and open the door. Then came a telltale sound. At the time, I had my back turned, and I heard a pop, the distraught woman told the paper. I turned around and looked, and I see my husband flying through the air and falling to the ground. When law enforcement arrived on the scene, Holt allegedly led deputies on a slow-speed chase before spike strips were deployed. Then she barricaded herself in the cab of the vehicles for just shy of 4 hours. She surrendered at 8:55 p.m. Central Standard Time, the sheriff's office said in a press release. During an interview, the defendant allegedly said she hoped to kill herself or managed to end her life through suicide by cop. Well, you had 4 hours, bitch. Holt also allegedly told investigators she had her sights set on Donaldson for months, despite the length of her employment. They have been fucking with her They had been fucking with her for too long, a deputy wrote, allegedly transcribing the gripes uttered by the accused killer. Holt is being detained in the Dallas County Jail on $1 million bail. Texas, huh? Yeah, this is death penalty. Yeah. Not life. None of that crap. This old cow gets out later. It's death penalty. Now, the other thing is,
was the previous, and that goes all the way back. She was 18. Hey, come on. We all did crazy things. Yeah, I didn't bring a shotgun to school. Hunting down one of my teachers, No. So, yeah, boy, that was a sign. Yeah, I think so. They need to really take a look at her history and what other stuff. Are there any people that were associated with her that, disappeared, that kind of thing? Because she didn't learn. And I guess this poor guy, a hero with a Purple Heart, was trying to give her a chance. And I guess he gave her too many chances. Any one of the incidents sounds like you just can't have her around. She's a detriment to your company. She would go off on customers and stuff. All those customers now, he's like, hey, this bitch is cray. I don't want her coming here or whatever. They're like, whew. You're lucky to be alive. So, but that, like, I just want to end my life. Well, Texas, end it, because, she's sitting there. I wanted to die, suicide back up. Well, you didn't, So, no sympathy at all. This monstrous beast needs to be put down. There you go. Okay. Okay. Joe Lamont, my favorite Hungry Man TV dinner is the Salisbury steak one. Yeah. Do you like it well done? Oh, Joel Lamont. Oh, man. You saw the mugshot? No, Doug, I think they left out the question mark after woman in that headline. Yeah. But apparently was considered, female all the way back in the 80s. So probably looked a lot different then. But see, like I said, the more evil it comes out. You can't keep it hidden. Tell Adam, call this episode fucking truck. I don't know. There's a lot of headless corpses in this. Pell, and maybe this wouldn't have happened if instead of Holt, her name was Halt. Yeah, could be. Pell, large Marge with rabies. Yeah, pretty much. Joel Lamont, we were dealing with a Klingon. This woman from the truck is straight up Vogon. Yeah, at least she didn't read him any poetry. Nodak, tell him large Marge hit you. Pell, she looks like she's on her way to suicide by calories. Yeah, not soon enough. No, don't worry. She'll get the best health care available. And Texas taxpayers are going to have to feed and clothe that. Yeah, that's why you got to have that death penalty. And, Texas, typically, they have the death penalty. And typically, they use it. So odds are, yeah, good shot on that one. And it's the only way to go. You miserable bitch. The only friend you had left in the world was your boss, as he gave you all these chances, trying to help you out, trying to make this work so you can have some kind of life. And, that's his only mistake. He was just too good a guy. All right. Finally, this is a bit of an update because I do recall covering this story before, but now it's come to its conclusion, I guess. So I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know if I did a drawing, but maybe a Photoshop. So I'll have to check the files. But there's probably something of that nature. Not exactly a light story to end on. I guess I should have ended on the lady burning the door, but anyway. Woman pleads guilty to killing girlfriend after body was found in advanced state of decomposition. So here she is. There's her mugshot. You got a little something on the side there. Well, a woman will spend 3
decades behind bars for fatally shooting her girlfriend and hiding the victim's body under a tarp. Yeah, that's not a good. Anyway, the Florida State Attorney's Office for the Fourth Judicial Circuit announced July 31st that Shannon McCarthy pled guilty to second-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and written threats to kill or do bodily injury in connection with the death of Heather Shepard. A judge subsequently sentenced McCarthy to 30 years in Florida State Prison. So because she took a plea deal, you know, it's not second-degree murder. She wrote out threats. She was threatening to do it. She planned it. It's first-degree murder. According to prosecutors on July 3rd, 2023, Shepard's daughter reported her, mother missing. She reportedly last saw Shepard at a home on Colonial Avenue where she stayed with her girlfriend, McCarthy. The daughter and another individual allegedly attempted to check on Shepard, but the defendant refused to let them inside and said Shepard had left. The following day, McCarthy purportedly told Shepard's daughter and a friend they could retrieve the victim's personal items when they arrived. She wouldn't let them on the porch. Prosecutors said the daughter and her friend reported smelling a foul odor. On July 5th, 2023, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office responded to the Colonial Avenue residence, and McCarthy threw a tarp over items on the front porch. Man, I forgot all about this story. Authorities reportedly removed the tarp and discovered Shepard's body in an advanced state of decomposition. According to the state attorney's office, neighbors said that they heard gunshots on June 28th and June 30th. Officials removed firearms from the house as evidence and took McCarthy in for questioning. Prosecutors said McCarthy admitted to sending Shepard texts threatening to kill her. An autopsy later revealed the victim had been shot multiple times, and investigators determined the projectiles matched McCarthy's firearm. So, that's the end of her story, but she's going to do 30 years. I didn't catch her age, but it sounds like they really had it dead to rights. I guess to save money for court costs or whatnot, because you should nail her absolutely with first-degree murder and give her death, because she made the woman's daughter smell her mother's decaying flesh. I mean, you monstrous bitch. But I don't know, they figure, look, in case you had the, but you never know. Yeah, you go to jury trial, but there is some risk, but it sounds like they had her dead to rights. But just, what are you going to do, I guess? I'm not a lawyer. I do dress like one, so I guess they know what they're doing, but that made the daughter, jeez. So anyway, that's not just a crazy bitch. That's a monster. A monster. And that concludes this second volume of a Nailsin News special, Crazy Bitch News. But first, let's see what chat has to say before I sign off. Pale Ale says, Ellen, oh, you mean DeGeneres? DeGeneres without makeup. Yeah, I guess. I heard Ellen's mean, but she's not that mean. Joel Lamont, wait. The picture is of the body in advanced state of decomposition. No, that's the killer. Pale Ale Joel Lamont, that's insulting to bodies and states of... Yes, it is. Joel Lamont, what? P. Dixon. You know, I know a P. Dixon. Hi, Pat. Thanks for stopping by. Ghost Party. Yes, I'm afraid so. Pell Pat Dixon. Hey, Pat, this is more of a ghoul party. All those ghouls. Ghouls. Behave. Joe Lamont, what's Beethoven's current state? Decomposition. Yeah. Pell, they say that's a smell you never forget. I know. That should be included in the charges. That's akin to torturing that girl. Justice, huh? Nodak, I heard McCarthy owned a piece of land on the edge of town with a playground on it. That would never have found the other. They would never have found the other lady if she would have just buried it in McCarthy's park. Yeah. P. Dixon, true. Guys and ghouls. Yeah. Turn a musical in the whole thing. Let's see. Let luck be a killer tonight. And it was. Hey, but guys, try not to lose your heads over a girl. Peter said, yeah, she may forget her mom's tender embrace, but not bracing the odor of her dead body. Yeah, it's just good God. You know, she's like, did McCarthy think, hey, this will be something? I never liked that kid. I don't know. Pell Nodak, now that song is in my head. Well, it's okay. Just don't lose your head. And they still can't find Doug's head. What did she do with it? She put the body in the crawl space. Maybe, I don't know. And that's the thing. Like they got to search. Does she have storage facilities? Something like that. And that somewhere she's got that head stored away. And probably would have taken the other guy's head, but, got interrupted or just put him in the crawl space and let's go. And again, the husband, where were you when Doug lost his head? Yeah. But I stand by her. I love her. She gave me 6 kids. I love her. Yeah, all right. And I mean, look, she didn't take his head. That means there's love there. That means she loves. And now he knows. All right. Damn it, I lost my thing. There it is. P. Dixon says, in high school, I was placed in the advanced decomposition class. Oh, wow. How do you get that? Okay, well, how do you get into that class? You don't want to know. It's bad. Come on, go to the thing. Oh yeah, I got to do that. All right, let's check out Super Tip. Oh wait, did I do the thing? Yeah, I did. There it is. Super Tip. P. Dixon says high aptitude. Okay. That's how you get. You're up high.
The rug munching type will do just about anything. Can't trust him.
Yes. Is that it? Is that the deal? Oh my goodness. The price you pay for all kinds of things. You want your rug taken care of. Oh boy. That is the thing. They do talk about that in laws where there's a lot of fights between the lesbian couples and stuff. Geez, does it have to come to that? Man. And thanks, Pat, for these super tip. Yeah, see, you can do super tips. You can. You could even do it right now if you want to. Pello, does he eat the rug or roll the head up in it? He. There was no men involved in this. Oh, you mean Doug Brooks? There didn't appear to be any relationship of that nature with that particular woman. She just wanted to steal their stuff, I guess. I don't know. She's nuts. I mean, is that the story? She disappeared for a month. Nobody knew where she was. Then later on, she stole a police car. So, she's just doing her thing, you know. Now she got into robbing men and killing them, and particularly putting their bodies in crawl spaces. Then she apparently graduated to decapitation with Doug. Of course, his name was Doug. And I don't know. They haven't found. She did the Alfred plea. So she's saying, I didn't do it. So it's not like they're going to be able. What are they going to do? Look, we can decapitate some years off your sentence if you tell us where Doug's head is. Like, oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe that. But they did find that guy's head in Australia, though. The dog found it, you know. That crazed bitch who dressed up like the Grim Reaper and all that. Holy shit. P. Dixon says, Alfred plea, I'm guilty, but fuck you. Oh, that's the Alfred plea. Jeez. To the bitter end. That's Alfred plea. Is it named after a guy named Alfred? Sure, I'm guilty, but fuck you. I plead fuck you. Well, we can't call it the fuck you plea. All right, we'll call it the Alfred plea. Yeah, all right. All right, well, there we go. That concludes these stories. There is quite a good one that I'm going to hold for later. It wasn't a woman, so it doesn't fit in with the criteria. But it's good. Yeah. And there's others, but that one. In the meantime, look, if you got any teacher sex scandals, send them to at Mr Nailsin on X, and I'll probably feature it because those are always good. And gee, hope the baby turns out okay. Yeah. Talk about comic books. I will later on. I do have to do that for the Wednesday comics show. Don't know if I'll do that live. I guess I could, you know, but that'll be in the morning. Then I have to go to bed and do the Doomcock show, the pop culture breakdown. Oh crap! I got to watch that Alien show. Probably going to talk about that. I don't know. I did see Weapons. And what a crazy movie. You know, I'm not going to spoil any of it, but it is an interesting one. They did some cool things with it here and there. Almost a Pulp Fiction take on how to detail the vantage points of the characters and everything. And strange how it becomes a comedy, even though it's really sad and horrible. Gruesome, too, you know. But it starts off very dark and serious and all that. It's a strange movie. So I do recommend it. So check that out. And there was something else. Damn it. It's gone. P. Dixon, you still working on that comic book of teacher-student affair? After school romance. That's the thing. P. Dixon says, oh, I can't do that, Dixon. I can't do that. That would be unfair. I just can't do that. Because, you know, despite my joy of cold, cruel, and nasty humor, I'm a gentleman. I am. P. Dixon, why did you skip Pell L's chats about heads? I did. Pell L. Oh, yeah. Pell head. Pell head. Pell no head? How's he going to wear hats? Indeed. That is a question. I suppose if you had some apparatus of sorts to keep the, yeah, because maybe like little clips or something within, now there's a hole, where the neck used to be, and you clip it to the edge, then the hat is there. Now you can wear a hat with no head. See? I do figure things out on occasion. Your t-shirt store? Oh, well, I guess I could put that in there. I should actually care about, my stuff. Maybe make an effort once in a while. I forgot all about this thing too. And went over there and I need to freshen this thing up. There's old crap. I got rid of a bunch of old crap I don't really do anymore or anything. And so there you go. There's the link to the Mr. Nailsin Store. T-shirts, all that good stuff. I guess I could go and look at it while we're here. There it is. No, don't remove it. Put it in there, stupid. Why is it? Oh, that's right. I'm in the wrong layer. I got to go back out of the super tip layer and put you here. There we go. So here it is. Doesn't look all that impressive. And why do they put, these are kind of old, but anyway, there's a coffee mug with an eye on it. I don't know what I was doing. There's Merlin, the Uncle Merlin t-shirt. I forget what it all says. Night t-shirt. Oh boy. The Mr. Nailsin Show hat. Oh my goodness. How could you not want that? Show me all the products. There's Steel Toe with his boil. And I put that on a shirt. There's a poster of it and also downloadable. So you can just get the digital of it. Yeah. Another night shirt, a Sun King shirt, Monster shirt, Nailsin Ratings coffee mug, Nailsin Ratings shirt. See, no one's looked at it in years. I gotta do something with this. This is ridiculous. I'm embarrassed. Nailsin Ratings shirt, night, bunch of night crap. What else? Oh, that's that Walking Dead lady. Yeah. Made a good drawing though, so I made a shirt out of it. Some of the shirts of my Poor Man Mystery Science Theater movies I used to do. That one, I did that drawing. And aren't you gonna move around, stupid? Oh well, all right. This one with Peter Graves, and did the drawing for the poster on that one. Oh yeah, I did a whole series of the Arrogant Alien where I just took images of old ancient ruins and stuff, and then like the pyramids and the aliens, and hey, you didn't build that. It's because of the theory that aliens built the pyramids. See, it's hilarious. The Mr. Nailsin Show logo. And ladies, if you want my face on your panties, here you go. You can order a pair of panties with my face on them. Cool, huh? And if you want me on your breasts, here's a shirt for you. Here's a hoodie for you. Cool things like that. Nailsin coffee mug. I don't know. I don't even remember doing this, but if you're a happy couple, and she doesn't freak out and take your head, look, you can have matching shirts. See, it's happiness. The Nailsin hat, another Nailsin Show shirt in basic black or charcoal or something. I don't know. Boy, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Well, it is. So you can head over there and get all kinds of cool Nailsin products there. And I'm going to have to start putting more and more and more and more
over there. Oh yeah, there's the other thing too. How about we do this? Yeah, this is the no dummy. Indie Planet, where all the Nailsin comics are. So here you go. Look, oh, it's Doodleverse Comics. Yeah, you can go get your copy of that. And there'll be a new one shortly that I intend to be much bigger than this one. Bigger in that it's, got more pages in it. But there you go. Oh, look, there's Pat Dixon. There's, him with phantom images of Melton as he obsesses about him. A couple of his guests, those people. Oh, look, it's Mudshart with phantom images of Carl at the moment. And then another phantom image of Melton telling him, because you're dumb, nerd. You're dumb. So he's like, why can't I had explosive diarrhea. Then suddenly I felt like I had to vomit. So I had to spin around and kneel before the toilet and throw up. Of course, everything splattered back up onto my face. That's the story of my life. Why me? And Melton answers, because you're dumb, nerd. You're dumb. Yeah. There's another sample page. Oh no, Ray. Yeah. Then a story from the terrible, tragic romance that ended with Steel Toe in April. And Stuttering John shows up, fantasizing about Kate Meany, and there's Steel Toe again, explaining how he always wins. So all that and more is available over at indieplanet.com. There's Etc. Woman, there's Night Night, another Night Night. Oh boy, another Night Night, and Sun King. So you can, check out that stuff and do enjoy. Yeah. Oh man, look at the action. Oh, will Night Night make it? Oh, well, I guess there's only one way to find out. You got to buy the comic book. Yeah. Oh, look who else shows up in the. Yeah, they see the police commissioner is Pat Dixon. Yeah, he's called Charles Wetwin in the book, but yeah. So there you go. Indieplanet.com is where you find it. And if I was really smart, I'd put the link in the chat like that. Yeah. Okay, there we are. Headless people need hats. Pete Dixon says headless people need hats even more. That's a good point. I mean, all kinds of things are probably going to get into the neck hole, and that's going to get nasty. You're walking under trees, twigs and stuff fall in it. Then when it rains, sure, umbrella, all right, but you're going to need a hat. You really are. LOL, way to upsell. I know. Thank you. Pello, LOL, never noticed how much Aaron looks like a conehead. Could be. Damn it. Pello, if Chad was smarter, he'd be capable of being a serial killer worth to be in one of your news stories. Well, let's not give him any ideas. So anyway, there you go. That's all your Nailsin needs for the moment anyway. I'm exhausted. So that's the show. I'll do another one soon of Nailsin News. The Wednesday comics thing, I don't know. There'll only be a handful. I got to go watch the Alien show, see what that's about. Probably tell you what that is. I do have a movie review up on the channel now for the Robert Duvall film, The Outfit. You'll check that out. Pretty good movie, and you can see how it influenced later ones too, particularly like the likes of Tarantino and all that. And so it's a good one. I had a lot of fun. That became a series of films I did. The Friends of Eddie Coyle. These were Pat Dixon suggestions, but enjoyed that. And Pelham 1, 2, 3, and then The Outfit. So I'll be looking through 70s movies because there's 70s movies, and be more of those along with everything else. So that'll be something. That'll be fun. It'll be fun. So everybody, hope your headache gets better. It is. I think the ibuprofen did the trick. So there's that. Everything else still hurts though. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for showing up. We had a lot of fun, I hope. And remember, do try to keep your head, because when you lose it, you're going to need a hat.
Crazy bitch news. Bitches they cray cray. She cray and she look, and that's pretty cray. Extra, extra. Read all about it. Crazy bitch news. Crazy bitch news. Crazy bitch news. Bitches be cray cray. She cray and she look, and that's pretty cray.